Okay, so you're all very welcome to our midweek exhale, our chance in the middle of the week to just take a pause, to give yourself permission to rest, but actively rest, to choose rest, and then to set up the conditions so that your body actually can rest. My name's Marie, and I'm one half of the Exhale Awakening, and somewhere on your screen, I don't know where, is Sharyn, and she's the other half of the Exhale Awakening. And yeah, this is our midweek pause as well. Um, so our sessions all have the same shape. We do 4 different breath styles. Each breath style begins with birdsong and finishes with silence. And the birdsong and silence are very deliberately chosen because of combined with the breath, they just make magical medicine. The birdsong is that signal to our nervous system that we're safe. And that comes from aeons ago when our ancestors were maybe hunting or were out and about. When they could hear the birds, they knew there was no predators. Because if there were predators, there were no birds. And they then could feel safe. And our bodies still remember that feeling. It's a memory we carry in our bones, even though we have no experience of that. Or well, most of us have no experience of that. It's a memory we carry. And then the silence allows both the birdsong and the silence move us into our parasympathetic nervous system. But when we're moved into our parasympathetic nervous system and we give our body silence, we allow our body to do all the amazing things that happen completely unknown to us inside. So those are things like our digestion and proper rest, but also we create new neural pathways in our brain. So the midweek exhale actually makes you cleverer. Who knew? But we do make new neural pathways in our brain. We do begin to assimilate all the things that have happened to us. Our 4 breath styles in this session, and you don't need to remember this, but this is for people who just like to know what's happening. I always like to know what's happening. So this is for people who like to know what's happening. So we're going to begin with breath awareness. And then we're going to move to alternate nostril breathing. Our 3rd breath style is a very, very gentle nose CCB. So it's very gentle. And our final breath style is coherence. So those are the breath styles we're going to use in this session. Now, we have just one rule here, and that is to be comfortable. So make sure you have everything you need for your own physical comfort. And during the session, if I don't know, you become stiff or uncomfortable, please feel free to adjust your position. You don't have to lie in the one position for this. Please feel free to adjust your position to bring that comfort back. Always checking in, could I be a little more comfortable? Sometimes movement helps us if maybe something just isn't sitting right in us. Movement can help begin to move it. The one thing we would ask regarding the movement is that you don't stand up quickly. Because when we do breath work, when we do any sort of breath work, we change the chemistry inside our body. And when we do that, we can become lightheaded, and it's perfectly natural. However, if you stand up quickly, it can be dangerous because your balance can be affected. So if something happens and your attention is required somewhere else, just take a few moments to bring your breathing back to its natural rhythm and to breathe just for a few moments until you can feel maybe your body coming back into balance again, and then get up slowly. Always being aware just that you want to stay safe. Now we have one rule, and our rule is be comfortable. And now I'm going to tell you mightn't be comfortable. But breath work by its nature brings us to play or brings up things in us that might not feel particularly comfortable. So that could be emotions, it could be memories, it could even be sensations in your body. It can manifest in all sorts of ways, but it just might not feel 100% comfortable. It might be that kind of sticky edge that you kind of. The invitation is to stay with it. Now, not to push through it, not to try to get to the other side of it, not to try and physically release it, but just to sit with it for as long as you can at this moment and just see what's there. Maybe there's learning there. Maybe in the sitting with it, something will begin to soften, or maybe there'll be a change like that. You're not looking for that change, but just observing what's there, just being with what's there and observing what's there. You are in complete control of this, however, and if this particular Wednesday is not the time for you to sit with something uncomfortable, absolutely feel free to bring your breath back to its natural rhythm. Just as if any of the breath styles that we offer in this session don't feel right at the minute, then you can bring your breath back to its natural rhythm. The one thing I will say on that is sometimes we maybe have breathed some of these breath styles before. And as I said to you, went, oh, I don't like that one. I would invite you to try it, because today is different to any other day. And just because you didn't like it in another session doesn't mean that your body won't maybe be more comfortable with it today. So try any of the breath styles we offer you, but know that if it becomes too much, or if it really isn't for you, you can absolutely bring back your natural breath rhythm or another of the styles that we've offered you. You are in complete control. It is your breath session, so we will offer you invitations. But feel free to ignore us if that's what you need in this session. I will say, just to just feel into the fact, is it really something that isn't for you in this session? Or maybe is it your body saying, no, don't go there, don't go there. But you'll know that. Listen to your body, listen to what's inside, and follow that guidance, probably more so than ours, but follow ours as well. That being said, we are ready to begin. So make yourself comfortable. You can do this seated, you can do it lying down. If you're seated, make sure you're properly supported. You will be here about 40 minutes or so. So just make sure that you're somewhere that's comfortable for that time. And if you're lying down, make sure the pillow's not too high, that it's obstructing your airways, because you want the air to be able to move freely in and out. So I think we might be ready. So I'm going to start the birdsong, and we're just going to start with some birdsong. So just allow the birdsong, just listen and allow the birdsong to begin its magic. I can find it. Just becoming aware of what you've brought to this session with you. We all bring things from the day, maybe things that we've done, things that are still to come. Just be aware of that. Maybe be aware of the things that are in your mind. Maybe your mind's very busy, maybe it's not, and just notice that. And maybe take a couple of moments to just ask yourself, how do I feel? And don't go chasing for an answer. It might be very obvious, but equally it might not be, and that's okay. Just noticing that. Bring your attention to your physical body. Noticing first what's there. Maybe there's tightness or tension. Maybe there's lightness or tingling, just noticing what's there without feeling any need to question or criticize or judge. And maybe adjusting slightly and seeing, can you make yourself even a little more comfortable? And now maybe allowing all that to just soften a little bit and bringing your attention to your breath. Without the need to change it, just bring your focus there and just see what your breath's like right now. And not what it should be like, or not where it should be landing. Noticing the inhale. Where is the breath entering? And then noticing the exhale. Maybe noticing that space between your inhale and your exhale. Between your exhale and your inhale. Maybe there is a space, maybe there's a physical space, and maybe there's not. And just noticing that. Maybe you might bring your attention to the parts of your body that are being moved by your breath. Maybe you can feel it in your chest. Or maybe you can feel your lungs moving your stomach. Just noticing that. And if you're finding that movement hard to find, put your hand on your chest, put your hand on your belly. And maybe you can notice other parts of your body moving. Maybe they're not moving as much. but moving nonetheless. Maybe the sides of your body, where your ribs are. Maybe even the back of your body. And just noticing that. And soon the music will fade and we'll go into the silence for the first time in this session. There's nothing to do in the silence. Just rest there.
And as the birdsong gently brings the silence to a close, just spending a moment to reflect on how it felt to be in silence. Maybe it's the first time you've allowed yourself that today. Maybe not, maybe you've been in silence a number of times throughout the day. The invitation is just to notice how the silence felt. And for our next breath, I'm going to invite you, or we're going to practice alternate nostril breathing. But before I invite you to use your fingers to flick between the nostrils, I'm going to invite you to take your attention to your breath and just to notice which nostril is dominant in this moment. Our body naturally alternates the breath in and out through different nostrils, because our body is wise and it knows that brings both warmth and cooling to the body. So just dropping your attention to your breath, breathing in and out through the nose, and noticing which breath, which nostril, is carrying more breath volume. And maybe later today or even tomorrow, you might do this again and just notice which nostril is most dominant. And maybe it might be the other nostril, and you can get that sense of the wisdom behind your body. And for now in the track, we're going to use our hand to encourage alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to take our thumb and we're going to place it over one nostril, and we're going to inhale. And when our lungs are full at the top, we're going to bring our finger on the opposite nostril. We're going to release our thumb and we're going to exhale. And then we're going to inhale again. And when our lungs are full, we're going to swap over. We're going to bring our thumb back. We're going to release our finger. We're going to exhale. And we're going to inhale. Always swapping over at the top of the breath. Exhaling and inhaling and swapping, and carry on with this breath, finding your own rhythm, always swapping from thumb to finger, finger to thumb at the top of the breath. And don't worry if you've let the breath go, you can just come back to it whenever you're ready. Inhaling through one nostril, holding at the top, swapping nostrils. Exhale, inhale, swapping again. And for our last minute of this track, I invite you to let the hands go and to bring your focus back to your nose, to the breath entering and exiting the body, and noticing whether the left nostril or the right nostril is dominant. And as the track comes to a close, you can continue noticing, or you can just let the breath awareness fall away and simply rest.
And as the birdsong begins again, just taking a moment to reflect on that silence and how that silence felt. Maybe it was different to the first silence. Maybe it was exactly the same. And for our next breath style, I'm going to invite you to breathe in and out through your nose, if that's possible in this session. And I'm going to invite you to breathe slowly and to breathe softly. So not pulling in and doing big, deep inhales and not breathing faster and faster, just breathing softly and slowly. but making sure that breath's going to the bottom of your lungs. You don't have to fill your lungs, but making sure that the breath's going to the bottom of your lungs and isn't sitting up here in your chest. Just taking a few breaths and noticing where that breath's sitting right now. And if it's not available in this session to breathe through your nose, breathing very, very gently through your mouth. Very, very gently through your mouth. And as you breathe in and out, bringing your attention to that changeover from the inhale to the exhale, and from the exhale to the inhale. And noticing, is there a pause there? And if there is a pause, maybe softening that pause, maybe making that pause smaller, so that the inhale is becoming the exhale, and the exhale is becoming the inhale, but gently and softly. And maybe you can make that pause so small that it feels like a continuous breath. Be like the waves on the beach, never stops. Maybe noticing, can you slow down that inhale just a little bit, even a fraction? All the time, keeping the breaths gently connected. But without forcing it or pushing. Breathing slowly so you have time to notice that inhale becoming the exhale. You have time to notice that exhale becoming the inhale. There's no rush. And if your attention has slipped or the breath pattern has slipped, just bringing it back now for the last minute. Very gently connecting those breaths. Again, we're approaching the silence. So maybe you want to let the breath pattern fall away. Bring your natural breath rhythm back. Then just rest in the silence.
And as the birdsong begins again, just noticing how that silence felt. Maybe it might have felt different. Maybe it might have felt just the same. And both of those are fine. All we're doing is noticing. All we're doing is observing and witnessing ourselves. And for our last breath style in our session today, I'm going to invite you to breathe with coherence breathing or harmonic breath, where we equalize our inhale and our exhale. So our inhale and exhale are the same length. And you might want to count for this. But you might also want to find a beat in the music and let your body find the rhythm that best suits you. So I'm not going to count you in today. I'm going to invite you to listen to the music. Find a rhythm within the music that suits you. and then let your breath follow that rhythm. And as you breathe to the music, notice whether you're wanting to elongate your breath or shorten your breath, noticing how each feels. And there's another beat there now, another rhythm. Keep coming back to the breath and to the music and finding the rhythm, finding the pace that suits you in this moment. Maybe on your next exhale, just taking a rest. And then beginning again when you're ready, gently inhaling and gently exhaling at a pace that suits you. We're almost there. It's almost time to rest again in the silence. Just 30 seconds or so more. Maybe letting your breath return to its natural rhythm already. Maybe taking the coherence breathing into the break, into the silence. Whatever feels good for you is perfect.
And as the birdsong brings the silence to a close for the final time in this session, just reflecting on that silence for a moment. And maybe reflecting on the whole session. And noticing what, if anything, has changed since we began. Now it's time to begin to think about coming back. So maybe just noticing, does your body feel like movement somewhere? Gentle movement. Maybe just your fingers and toes. Maybe a stretch or a yawn, or your shoulders, head. Whatever feels like your body would appreciate. And if your eyes are closed, gently blinking them open and looking around the space that you're in. And just connecting again with that physical space. Then remembering that as well as in a physical space, you're also in a Zoom room. And if you're lying down, turning over onto your side and gently getting up. And then slowly making your way back to the Zoom room.
And there's no rush whilst you're making your way back in. We'll just go through some notices that I've popped into the chat for you. So you can catch our midweek exhales on our YouTube channel at the Exhale Awakening, and the link is there in the chat if you want to do the breath outside of these Wednesday sessions. And you can also find the same breathworks in our Exhale library, along with a lot of other resources. So our breath of the month this month is alternate nostril breathing, and there's lots of information in our library about kind of why we do that and what happens when we do that, and some practice sessions too. And you can sign up for the library in the community for free, but you can also upgrade and join our active community of breathers. And we call our first tier, our first paid tier, we call our first paid tier the Acorns. And this is where we hold each other in what we call breath song throughout the month. So each day, a breath keeper holds the breath, not for the full day, that would be far too much, just for an hour and 11 minutes on the day that they are breath keeper. And we magically cast that back and forward to the beginning and the end of the day. And we need obviously 30 breath keepers in order to cover the whole month, and we're not there yet. But if being held in that kind of community and holding others in that kind of community appeals to you, then you can see all of the details in our community link, which is the second link there in the chat. And our third tier in that space is includes Acorns, but it also includes our 2 longer breathworks each month. These are 2 hours now, both of them 2 hours. The first one is breathing with natural astrology, and the second one is breathing with the Celtic trees. And you can upgrade and sign up to a tier when you receive all of that, or you can just buy the breathworks individually and join us whenever you can. They're the 4th Friday and the 2nd Sunday of each month. And finally, because we love to get reviews and we love to keep in touch with you. If you don't want to be part of the community, our directory listing, which is there, allows you to message us. So you can contact us there if you don't want to be part of the Exhale community. And you can also leave us a review there. And we love getting reviews. So if that's something you feel like you can do, if you just press that link, it'll remain open until the session closes. The final thing to say is that do take care of yourself. Even though this has been gentle, you have still done good work tonight. You have still given your body something new to process, to think about. So allow yourself some kindness, nourish yourself with water, with good food, with connection to people and places that you love, and nature, always. Which always used to annoy me when people said that to me, but it's actually true. It makes a difference. So we're now going to put off the recording and invite those who are live into an open space to share their experience if they wish, or to just stay in silence for a little longer if nothing needs to be said. And if you are watching a recording, you're welcome underneath to share your thoughts or experiences, and we will get back to you. Thank you all so much.